Hello, Reformers, and welcome back to Space Pirates and Zombies 2. Now, when we left off, we had just, well, expanded a little bit. We had attempted to take out and weaken many of the Yellow Faction's captains, and we'd been rather successful at that, in actual fact. Now, we do have 89 threat now. We have leveled up a little bit. Now, the only thing that is slightly unfortunate is that I currently still have not really changed what our ship is looking like. Mainly because I don't think I have enough cores to be able to really make a good, shall we say, a good layout. I think I can actually make a good layout, but I would need a lot more, shall we say, parts. I think, yes, I would need more parts. I will show you in just a second. As you can see, there's a little diagram of it right there. You just maybe missed it or saw it or whatever the case may be. But yes, we actually have some really, really nice pieces right here. And I would love to be able to sell these right now, but unfortunately I'm selling to myself. The main reason why I came back here is for the stockpile. Do you see how much scrap that is? 66,000 scrap, which is absolutely insane. I'm going to be collecting all of that, thank you very much. I also have a personal stash. I did actually place a couple of things in there way ages ago, and yes, unfortunately I just have not gone back to it. But yes, now we have a huge amount of goons, which is really quite unfortunate. So I'm going to head on to this base over here, and I'm going to see what I can do actually about selling these goons to this fellow. Even though he absolutely hates us, I am going to sell these goons to this guy. There we go. Let's sell about 600 of them. There we go. And I could potentially buy another pulsar nose, maybe something like this, but yeah, you'll see what I mean when we go into our assembly. Yeah, so this is what's going on right now with us. I could potentially go with this, which is a mass warhead, and that is a 3 slot. And then I could just put a one slot nose on the end, and then maybe I could put, I don't know, maybe I could put another core just above that, or just below that, just to make it fit and everything. But right now, I am focusing on pulsars, mainly. I actually think that the pulsars are actually really good. I have one minigun, I have one sniper cannon, and then the rest of my weapons are all pulsars, which is probably a bad idea. I also used to use this, which is a range beam. It's actually really good for keeping the shields of an enemy down, but yes, as you can see, these are all 2 slots or above, and that's going to make it very difficult to actually attach an additional core, although I actually do have an engine here which could actually go there. So yeah, that's the thing. Do I want an additional subcore, or do I want an additional engine? Because there's the engine which has another minigun on it, and it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, as you can see, it's a 3-star. It's really good, and I could potentially put a 3-star core there as well. So I don't really know right now. I'm just going to leave it because we have 89 threat. It's pretty good. Don't really need to worry about it too much. But what we are going to do is, yes, as you can see, I've expanded a little bit as well. But what we are going to do is we're going to attempt to take out the Yellow Faction, or at least to try and, well, destroy them as much as possible. So we're going to head in here. We're going to try and fight. Hopefully no one will intercept us. No one is intercepting us, so we're going to be against the station by itself, and then I'm going to be building my own station here as well. Oh no, there's a zombie ambush. Well, that's not pleasant, is it? No, that's not pleasant at all. Okay, so I'm going to just face my left side towards the station, because that is going to cause our miniguns to be able to work at least a little bit. I'm going to try and do that, but as you can see, most of the fighters are fighting the zombie menace, which is actually pretty good, so I'm just going to stay at range right here. Mid-range is the greatest thing for us right now, and I found that being mid-range is actually really good and quite advantageous as well. Usually, I would just charge straight on in there, and I mean, why would I do that? I have mid-range weapons, and long-range weapons in actual fact, so why would I unnecessarily put myself in a bad situation? I'm actually going to try and focus on the zombie, I think. I'm actually going to try and focus on the zombie first. I'm going to tell my fighters to focus on the zombie because, well, that guy literally just got full shields back. Okay, this is going to be pretty tricky, I would say. It's going to be pretty tricky. Oh, there comes one of the warheads. Okay, I'm going to have to move away from that. Thank you very much. Yes, I boosted away from his zombie infection. Not very nice of him, is it? No. Not very nice at all, but we are dealing some pretty decent damage. Now, we can deal with the station very, very easily, but I don't really want to be attempting to take out the station and then be like, oh no, but the zombie has now taken away all of my shields. Well, that's great, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm going to try my very best to take out the zombie first, and then we'll see what we can do about the station. Alright, so after a little bit of circling and a lot of shooting, we are about to take out the starbase if I can avoid being shot by those missiles. Thank you very much. Okay, so yes, there we go. We took out the starbase, or at least we are about to, but of course, we just have to reload, and they are going to get their shields back up, no doubt. Now, of course, many of you have been giving me tips, and they've been very, very helpful indeed, and of course, the most important one was destroying the arms of the starbase. That really makes a huge difference. And as you can see, look at that huge explosion. Oh, what an amazing sight that is. Oh yes, that is fantastic. So, there we go. We took out all of those. And we can now, well, see what we can do here. I'm going to be, apparently advancing. Oh, so I'm going to get some more shield strength. Thank you very much. And now let's head on in here and build a starbase. Let's get some more shields going on. We have a huge amount of scraps, so we can basically do whatever we desire. And I'm going to be giving this to Captain Pissed Off, because that's his name. Yes, exactly, that is his name. So let's go and fund the expansions. I'm going to get him to about 8, maybe 9, no, maybe a little bit more than that. There we go. Let's repair our ship. Let's trade a little bit. He doesn't really have much to speak of. Anything good? No, not really. So we're just going to have to leave that as it is. Okay. So now we have 90 threat. That is exceptionally good. There is Mr. Man-Eater. He's probably going to try and take that back. I'm actually going to just kill him right now because he is annoying. He is very, very annoying indeed. Okay, this captain has put a bounty on you. Okay, should I put a bounty on him? I have no idea. No, I'm not going to put a bounty on him, but I am going to duel him. I'm going to duel him over the bounty. Oh yes, let's do it. 1 versus 1, and we have a zombie infestation going on here as well. That is not good. That is not good. Even though he is only 70 threat, and I say that lightly, not actually lightly, because he has 70 threat, and that's actually pretty good. I mean, not at this point in the game, in my opinion at least, but maybe, just maybe we're doing okay. I mean, I don't think we're doing too badly. But the main point is that way back, if you recall, I used to say, oh, that guy has 30 threat. Oh, no, we can't attack that guy. But yes, that's exactly the point. That's exactly how these games go. You get more powerful and more powerful and more powerful, and then you are the biggest thing in the galaxy, which is really, really cool, in my opinion. Now, do bear in mind that I actually took a look at some of the zombie infestation while I was off screen, and Zombie Alpha, who we used to know as Jameson, of course, has advanced his threat to 95. So beforehand, we actually had a very, very good chance of killing him, and we still have a pretty reasonable chance, but now it's going to be a little bit more difficult than it was previously, so I guess we're just going to have to see and deal with what we can when we actually come to fighting him, because right now, obviously, we're not fighting him at all, and I suppose we're just going to see what happens when the time comes, but I'm a little bit worried about it, I've got to say. I'm a little bit worried because he did actually kill us before, not without us actually trying. We did actually try quite a bit, but there it is. Oh, look at the experience. Do you see that? Look at the experience. Now, many people have been actually saying in the comments of all the videos and things, and if they make it all the way along here, then I would just like to say that even though initially SPAZ 2, Space Pirates and Zombies 2 can seem like a grindy game, and in some parts it kind of is, but just bear in mind that there are more efficient ways to level up. For example, I was just going to grind on bandits for years and years and years and years because I had no idea that you could actually attack the independent captains and win convincingly. See, that's the thing. If you're not winning, then, I mean, like, if you don't have the opportunity to win, if you have, like, a threat of, I don't know, a threat of 20 or something along those lines, and you want to attack a neutral captain that has a threat of 24, you don't have to think, oh, I'm automatically going to lose this because I have a lower threat than that guy. You don't have to. That's the thing. There's actually many, many opportunities for you to win in that kind of situation. So that's exactly my point. That's why I'm always thinking to myself, wow, look at the amount of experience we're getting. I mean, I'm level 37. It didn't take me that long. It's not that grindy. It does not feel grindy to me. It feels just like fun, and it feels like, yes, I like this. I like this a lot. So, you know, I may be a huge advocate for the game because I really, really do enjoy it, and maybe that's why it doesn't feel grindy to me, but I really don't think it's a grindy game, even though, I mean, people might think it is. I don't think so, personally, but that's just my thoughts on it anyway. And let's have a look here. What am I going to be selling? Going to be selling some of these things. Don't really need them, thank you very much. Okay, so wait a minute. Actually, there was a couple of other things there that we could sell. Oh yes, also, yes, big news, everyone. Yes, apparently that's what we're going to do there. But yes, apparently, mass drivers. I have been going on about those ever since we played with them, of course, and I found one. I found one mass driver, and you know when I found it? I had no money. I had literally no money to buy it. It was 12,000 or 10,000 scrap. I had 2,000 at the time, and I could not purchase it. I was distraught. I was very, very irritated indeed. So we are going to be destroying this now, and we are actually being helped by one of our fellow captains, which is excellent. And so, yes, let's just head in here. Now, the really, it absolutely ground my gears. Super hardcore there, because I really, really love the mass drivers as I mean, the description alone is amazing. The description alone basically says a huge Gauss cannon that is capable of firing huge shells over massive distances. I mean, that if that doesn't make you want to use that particular weapon, I don't know what is, but it is insane. Those things do so much damage, and I would love to be able to get them, but obviously I'll have to find them again. I will have to find them again, which is just absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible, but yeah, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. It does happen like that every so often, and now I have to reload, of course, but yeah, that is actually going to turn us into quite the glass cannon. I mean, it's going to be very, very difficult to sort of, shall we say, get defenses, because of course we do want to have as many mass drivers as we can get. We don't really care about miniguns and things like that in that case, so we may very well be very defenseless in that. So I'm not entirely sure whether I'm going to be going full on in terms of like, oh yes, I'm gonna get all mass drivers and things like that, or whether I'm just gonna go like, oh yes, I'm going to, you know, just get the minimal amount of mass drivers, maybe 2 mass drivers or something like that, but I don't know. We're going to give this to Fisto because we have to assume the position. Yes, there's a Fallout New Vegas reference right there. And let us fund the expansions of this fellow. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, very, very nice. So, yes, this is exactly the reason why you need a huge amount of scrap. At this point, you need a huge amount of scrap because, literally, I mean, it is amazing. You are literally getting some really, really amazing bonuses from spending cash. It's really, really good. Okay, so there we go. That is fantastic. We have actually covered quite a significant portion of the map, and it appears as though we are actually fighting in the southwest quadrant. We are fighting the zombie menace. Do we want to go over there and fight? Confront Jameson. Be prepared for a fight. Level 30 recommended. I don't know whether we'll be able to actually fight him yet. I think I'm going to have to take a look at my ship design and maybe see if I can run around some of the other bases and see if we can purchase some extra parts and things like that. We do have a threat of 90, which is very, very good, and I might have to ask the help of many of my, well, allied captains, I suppose. So, before we end this off here, we're going to take a look at the lore of the Clockwork. There it is. The Clockwork was a massive mothership originally conceived by Don Gibson to defy the lockdown wars. It served as home for thousands of desperate people as it made its long journey to the galactic core. When Don eventually betrayed the crew to the Dark Entity, Don, the entity, and the Clockwork itself became fused into a single mass. The surviving crew spent nearly 5 years rebuilding a new Clockwork, which was later used to destroy the original ship harboring the Dark Entity. The Clockwork, too, was unfortunately short-lived. Shortly after the collapse of the Gate Network, the UTA confiscated the ship, seeing it as theirs, given it was constructed mostly of UTA wreckage. It was later dismantled for scrap. Oh, well, that's a real shame, actually. But we have our own ship now. It is looking absolutely fantastic. And with that, I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.